Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we are going to talk about a League of Legends topic. There we go, yeah, words. I wanted to talk about the October 2017 roadmap that they put up 2 days ago. I tried to make a video about this yesterday and I messed up, I lost the recording. So, we're here again. So, Sparkles, Darkin, Birds, and Blades. Yeah, so, I've read through this already. I just want to say that, obviously I've read through this because I tried to record this yesterday. So yeah, let's start with the first one. Toying with Twilight. It's been a long time since we had a new mage, and even longer since we released a new burst mage. With this in mind, we've redirected some time to creating a new burst mage with the tools to approach a fight from interesting angles. We also wanted to take this chance to do something a bit more playful and bubbly as opposed to the Darkin series champions we've done recently. The new mage will have unique abilities that haven't been seen before in League, so hold on to your summoner spells and don't fall asleep, because change is coming. Cataclysmic change. Also, Sparkles. So, this is about the new champion that they're working on right now, and obviously it's going to be in Burst Mage, as they said in the very first sentence. And from what I remember reading somewhere, the one at Riot who created the concept for Yasuo is going to be making the new Burst Mage, so that should be interesting. And you know, I kind of like that they're taking a lighter approach to this because they have had some like really serious champions like Kayn. So like it's kind of nice to see that, you know, they're still trying to balance, you know, the different play styles, the different themes for people. So I imagine this character is going to be similar to Lulu in a sense because she's very bubbly and very sparkly. Maybe not sparkly, but bubbly for sure. Yeah, and then it did also mention the new mage will have unique abilities that haven't been seen before in League. Now, I remember them saying something similar to this when they were making Kayn. And while Kayn's ability is unique in the sense that he can walk through walls, it's not unique in the sense of what it essentially does. Like, I mean, Talent, for example, essentially does the same thing, except he goes over it. And it's on a lower cooldown. Just saying. But yeah, so I'm interested to see what this unique, quote-unquote unique ability is going to be, and you know, I look forward to that one. And something I just noticed, so it says so hold on to your summoner spells, which I know some people are theorizing about something about that, and don't fall asleep. So falling asleep, I feel like this is going to have something to do with it. Maybe it's going to be like a type of dream burst mage. I don't know. It's just, you know, something that made me think about don't fall asleep. It just seems kind of specific. But yeah, Cataclysmic change, new champion. This should be interesting. Alright, moving on to the cost of ambition. The Raven General himself. Now that we are further into Swain's development, we're ready to talk more about the high-level direction we've chosen for him. After a lot of discussions, we felt the fantasy of a ruthless dictator with powerful dark magic would lead to a more satisfying game experience for Swain compared to his current title as the Master Tactician. Becoming the leader of one of the most powerful nations implies great cunning and ambition, both of which we still think are critical to Swain's character. In the end though, it felt right for the Raven General to be on the battlefield ripping the souls out of his enemies rather than sitting back in a tent commanding troops. The Noxians are coming, and their ambitious leader is already steps ahead of you. What will you sacrifice? Alright, before I say anything about this, I just want to say this concept art right here, beautiful. I love this. So yeah, Swain's getting a visual game update, and this is going to be interesting because they're going to rework his kit and change it. Because right now his like current title is the Master Tactician, which if you play Swain, which I don't play a lot of Swain, he's not really that Master Tactician. He's more I don't want to say AFK, like AFK playing, but like you don't have to think too hard about what you're doing when you play a Swain, I feel like. And you know, you don't feel that involved. It feels like the Ravens do pretty much everything in a sense. So yeah, so this idea of changing him from this Master Tactician, which he's not really, into this ruthless dictator with powerful magic is interesting to me, and I'm really looking forward to see what they do with Swain. And I do find it beautiful that they don't want him to be like a Zir, in the sense that like, oh well, he's a soldier and sits back, like, you know, sits back in the back line and just throws his crows or his soldiers out. So it's not going to be like he's going to be like that type of mage, obviously. He's going to be more of a involved, close-up magic everywhere, and it's going to be, I feel like it's going to be really interesting to see what they do with it. Just to change him up, because, you know, his current kit it's good, don't get me wrong, but it's not exciting, I don't feel like. And then moving on, we have to talk about Aurelia, a dance with blades. After a lot of explorations, we've settled on who our next big VGU will be after Swain. None other than the will of the blades herself, Aurelia. Aurelia has long been very high on our list of champions with huge untapped potential, and players have been requesting it more now as well. Her thematic fantasy promises a high agile warrior that uses multiple telekinetic blades to vanquish her foes, yet outside of her ultimate, she doesn't really have any abilities that are delivering on that fantasy, and even her current ult falls a bit flat compared to modern champion designs. Her kit is very reliable, which leads to uninteresting stat checks and makes her more snowball reliant than she should be. Now, this is pretty interesting to me because I don't play Aurelia. However, I have played against a few Aurelias when I played top lane, and I don't know, yeah, I guess I kind of see it. Like, I see what the idea is here, at least. Like, the whole fantasy theme that they're going for, you know, this telekinetic warrior with blades flying everywhere, and it's supposed to be like you know, she's supposed to seem spectacular, and I don't really get that vibe from Aurelia right now, and so I get why they're doing this. Yeah, I don't know. I would like to see the theme, like they're saying, embraced a little better, because I don't feel it that much. Also, this image is really cool for her. And then there's a little bit more about Aurelia. Aurelia also lacks a strong strategic identity and place in League's current landscape. So we want to take this opportunity to give her some unique tools to master and use. One ability that we do feel has held up well over time is Blade Surge. So don't expect big changes there, though the rest of her kit should be going through a pretty major overhaul. Even though we'll be doing major changes to her kit, we want Aurelia to feel like the champion players have grown to love, just in a much more thematically cohesive way. Now, so essentially they're gonna be reworking her kit, but it sounds like they're gonna leave alone Blade Surge, which I think is her Q. So yeah, I mean, hopefully her new kit will deliver on this whole fantasy theme that they're going for, because I honestly, it really has always seemed somewhat interesting to me, but like, as far as her kit goes, I've never really cared to go out of my way to get her. So I'd like a reason to play Aurelia, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Aurelia is a bad champion by any means, because I've seen Aurelia go crazy in games, but like, yeah. And also the first instance where it talked about Aurelia lacking a strong strategic identity, I feel like that's similar in the case for Swain in a sense. Like, these champions need to have their kit changed so that there's more thought put into each ability use and where you're positioning yourself throughout the map, and you know, that way it's not really like, you don't feel like you're just playing brain dead champions, and you know, you feel like you're doing something. Alright, moving on to the Darkin. Diving into the original Darkin. There's not much new to say about Aatrox, but I thought it would be good to at least discuss his progress a bit. Aatrox is planned to be our largest pure gameplay update to date, and as such, we're still quite a ways off on his release. We're still in heavy design iteration, but once we get something more solid, I'll be back with a bit more about what direction we landed on. Know that we are working on him though, and we want to make sure Aatrox finally delivers on the promise of his Darkin Warrior thematic. Now this is interesting because Aatrox is one of the first few champions I started playing when I played top lane, and you know, it was cool. He seemed really interesting with the, you know, the sword really caught my eye. But yeah, after playing it for a while, I was kind of disappointed. And I know recently they've been doing a lot of hot fixes to change his dive specifically and some of his other abilities. But for him to get just a nice VGU and just, you know, really make him embrace that Darkin Warrior, it would be cool. Like, Kayn is pretty representative of the Darkin like warrior thing, but obviously, you know, Aatrox is the original, considering, you know, as far as champs go, and I'd really want to see him become more meta, become more, like, I don't know, just more of a viable pick, because he's not a bad pick, but like, I want a reason to pick him. I want him to pop out at you. I want him to really scare you. And before I end this video, I do want to say I have not talked about Evelyn much since she came out. She came out with, well, this post was 6 days ago, but they put her rework into the game. The day 7.20 was patched, and there is a lot I can say about this champion, as you can see, but I probably won't go into any detail or talk much about Evelyn right now, because I do plan to make a video just solely on her, because she's a very interesting champ, and from what I've heard, a lot of people don't like her rework. They feel like she's kind of useless, but I beg to differ. She's pretty fun. I enjoy it. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. This was the October 2017 Champion Roadmap. Thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you guys next time.